Welcome to the garden. Today I'm going to be doing a little bit of ice carving. I have here a few frozen blanks, and I made these just by cutting off the top of a 2-liter bottle. I let these freeze really slowly overnight. That way we get nice clear ice. And these are in a beautiful cylindrical shape. So these will provide excellent blanks for carving little cups. I don't think they're frozen completely solid yet. It might be a little bit of water still in the center. And if we stop it now, we won't get any more impurities forming. You'll notice it's really clear up here, but it gets a little cloudy at the bottom. As it freezes from the top down, it pushes those impurities and those air bubbles down to the base. And you can see they kind of condense and make cloudy ice. So to release these blanks, I'm going to bring them inside for about 10 minutes just to melt a little bit of the outside edge, and they'll slide right out. The containers do get wider towards the base for stability, so it's a little tricky to get them out. And we're creating a vacuum up at the top, so that's preventing it from sliding out easily. Look at that. It sucked it right back in. Oh, I got it. Beautiful. Look at that nice blank. That should make for a decent cup or a goblet, maybe even a wine glass. I want to make a nice cut right here. We'll cut off the cloudy bit, and we'll also release the water inside. Can you see that air bubble right there? Rolling around? That'll actually provide us with a decent shape. So I'm using just a little folding saw. Any kind of saw will work. In fact, the pros use chainsaws. And I'm going to do it nice and high so that we can, decide what we want to do later. So there goes our water. And you can see we have a nice little reservoir in here. But before my hands freeze, I'm going to get some gloves on so I can handle this a bit easier. Even the ice down low is actually fairly clear. That's actually not bad. It is a little cloudy, but it's not too bad. Now I want to be gentle that I don't break the ice here. Not really doing much pressure, just allowing the saw to cut through that ice. And look at that. That's beautiful. Look at that beautiful reservoir. Wow. This is beautiful. So hopefully we'll be able to get this done for Christmas. I'm noticing that they're not quite level. So one of the first things that we're going to do is actually flatten off the bottom. Our bowl is actually well formed. Previously when I did ice carvings, I did them from a block of solid ice. And to start them, I would drill a hole with my little drill. We started off with a shot glass, and then we made a goblet, a wine glass, and even a bird feeder, all out of ice. So if you haven't seen those, I'll provide links at the end. But right now, I'm just going to kind of clean up the rim of this cup. You want to be gentle, because ice always has that chance of fracturing and cleaving. Not doing anything too drastic right now. I haven't even really decided yet on exactly the kind of cup I want to make. I'm thinking maybe something tall and thin, like a Long Island iced tea glass would be cool. Now, look at the cylinder in that one. This is beautiful here. I could clean up a little bit around the rim, but most of the work is actually already done, just because of the way we froze these. So I think we'll actually trim down our blank, because it is a little bit big. It's nice and thin here. I think that's the thickness we'll go for. I'm not really worried that our interior cup is cloudy right now. We can carve that out with a drill. but we can just define some of those edges a little bit more. Maybe make our cup a little bit deeper. The ice is also really soft, so I want to be careful not to overdo it. Every once in a while we can just rinse out our bowl here, just get rid of that slush, and that'll allow us to see exactly what kind of shape we have. So look at that clear ice, isn't that beautiful? That's really why we're doing this. Just kind of feeling out the shape a little bit here. I think we're okay. So let me dump that out. Now I'm going to try and flatten the base just a touch. We'll just smooth out some of these lumps here. Just using the saw, we'll just kind of try and whittle out some of those high points. The ice does expand and warp a little bit, so some of this is to be expected. Using the saw, you can get some really interesting patterns. Those scratch marks, you can actually kind of use that to your advantage. Just for example, we'll pick a spot that we're going to cut away anyways. We need to thin out this edge, so before we do that, we're just going to go across with our saw like this. And you can see those stripes. If you do it nice and smooth, you get beautiful, consistent stripes. But we'll just go around and whittle this down. So we just want to shoot for about this thickness all the way around. So we're going to have to cut off a lot of material here. Start taking more and more ice as we get to some of these thicker sections. This really is beautiful carving material. We'll check our shape here. Doing really well. We're going to need a little more from here and a lot more down in here. We're actually creating a sort of a sawdust, almost like snow. Okay, it's coming along. Really just going for the rough shape at this point. I can see a little fracture here in the ice. It's actually really pretty. It is beautiful, but we know that it's going to be weak right there. So we want to be cautious around any weak points like that. I've been at it for about an hour, and I've decided on a sort of a simple water glass type shape, the way it tapers down so it's nice and thin down at the bottom. I think it looks really nice. The texture is just kind of coincidental. I found it easiest to hold the cup in my hand like this and draw the saw just across the surface like that. That way I can get the exact shape I need. I think they're just about done, but I'm going to do some final touches and we'll just clean it up a little bit with some water. I'm going to let this water sit in the bowl for maybe 30 seconds or so, just to kind of clean everything out. And we can give them a rinse. Just try and get all the dirt. Sometimes stuff gets stuck and it sticks to the ice. We'll just give them a rinse, a once over, top to bottom, just like that. And then we can add more texture if we think we need it, or just leave it as is. And just like that, we have two really beautiful hand-carved ice glasses. These are absolutely gorgeous. I just love the texture that the saw creates. And look at how nice and clear that ice is. But I think these turned out great. I'm just going to let them re-solidify again for about an hour before we make our drinks.
Our ice carved glasses have set very nicely, and I think I'm going to use them for some rhubarb wine. My neighbor's bringing over some rhubarb wine, so I think that's a great time to use these. This rhubarb wine is awesome. It tastes just like white wine. You'd never know it wasn't made from grapes. So as a little Christmas treat, we'll pour some rhubarb wine into our ice cups. I think these are absolutely beautiful. I hope you all are having a happy holiday season. Maybe give this a grow in your own garden. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.